What's going on, guys? It's Nick with the Hungry Handgunner. Yep, no glasses, no hat. I'm out doing some plinking and stuff today, just kind of relaxing, having a good time, but I figured I would come out here. I had a video I wanted to make. It's not on a gun, but for those of you that don't know, I've got little kids, so I wanted to come out here and make a video in the quiet, relative quiet, to talk about something I see a lot on the internet, and that is the use of knives as a self-defense weapon. Are they suitable to the task? Sure. They're an edged weapon. They cut things. They can be used for stabbing, cutting, slicing. You can use the handles as a blunt instrument. So yeah, I mean, they are a viable self-defense tool. I would argue that by only carrying a knife, you do put yourself at a disadvantage for ranged weapons, where anybody would have more reach than you, like with a baseball bat or etc. I mean, don't give up carrying a gun. Damn, fly on my nose. Don't give up carrying a gun just to carry a knife. But I do see a lot of misconceptions about knives as defensive weapons. Even something that's arguably purpose-built as a defensive knife, like this CRKT Shrill boot knife. Now, this is a double-edged knife, fairly large blade for a defensive knife. Trying to use one of these without any kind of practice or training would likely result in least effective usefulness and possibly even injuring yourself in the process. So using a knife to cut things in the kitchen is very instinctual to a lot of us. Using one in a fight and practicing on retention is going to be something that's going to require a little bit of training, a little bit of practice. And then, carrying your everyday utility pocket knife, which for me is normally a Spyderco Paramilitary 2. This is a utility knife. This is not a fighting knife. It's not really a tactical knife. It could work in that purpose if it had to. I mean, a rock can work as a defensive weapon. But I think a lot of times people, myself included, tend to focus on best case scenario with defensive use. And that's not going to be the case. Murphy's Law would dictate that it's probably not going to go the way you have it in your head, which we kind of touched on in the video I did on training versus target shooting earlier this week. So, a lot of us will carry a knife just about anywhere we go that we can get away with it. Courthouses, things like that, you need to leave them in the car or risk them being confiscated. But a knife can go places that a gun can't, but you are limited on range. So there are some really, really good knife trainers out there. Craig Douglas of ShivWorks is a really good one. There's different martial arts and things like that. I would stay away from any type of school that promises to make you like a ninja assassin or anything like that, because that's not the way it's going to go. A lot of knife fighting is really grappling with something pointy, and your goal is to gain control of that situation. If you have to, use the pointy end of whatever you've got to do it. There are some knife designs that work better than others as far as just instinctual, least amount of training required. Craig Douglas of ShivWorks does have a push dagger type design that is probably one of the best that I've seen. Instead of having a symmetrical T-handle, it is asymmetrical, so it extends longer along this part of your hand. You have more control, comes through the first and second fingers. And if you can box, if you have even rudimentary punching skills, that's going to be a very instinctual knife to use. One of the biggest things with knives is not that they physically incapacitate you, it's the psychological effect of being cut, seeing your own blood. People will quit fighting in a lot of cases. Sometimes people don't care. So it's just like using a firearm, you need to train for the worst case scenario. So anyways, this is a little short video. If you are somebody that's going to carry a knife for self-defense, even if it is, there are some classes on using your utility folding knife, like my Spyderco. Implementing that as a self-defense tool, I would urge you to kind of give thought to it. I'm not saying go sign up for these multi-$1,000 courses or devote years of your life to it, but you do need to kind of think about it, maybe practice getting a good reverse grip on the knife. Test the grip, make sure you can hold on to it if it's wet. I mean, not to be too gory, but if you're in a fight with somebody and you get that knife out, it's probably going to get blood on it. Okay, are you going to be able to hold on to it? Is it going to get taken away from you and used against you? So that's just some stuff to think about. But anyway, guys, as always, keep shooting, stay safe. I'll see you next time. I'm going to put some rounds down range. Take care.